Good afternoon, right, to everyone here. What Dr. Nazima has been sharing just now, some info, with Dr. Nazima, I think like close to 4 years, and we've been like working together for this, teaching of CAPSIM to the MBA students, MBA program, I think for the last almost 3 years. So we're going to be doing this, guys. I am trying to figure out, when I was registering the student name list, I'm not sure whether I can see anyone who have done this before. So looks like all of you all are new, but if anyone have done before this, feel free to listen again and get yourself more familiarized with this webinar, so that you can do the best, better than what you did probably in your previous classes if you have attended this before. So just a quick protocol and etiquette for WebEx, which I usually do.
So
Yep.
if I may ask,
Uh-huh.
I maybe lost the information somewhere. Maybe I missed the information. Doctor is from UTM, yes. Are you the UTM staff or you are the service provider for this?
Service provider for this.
All right, then it's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Right. Okay, so service provider for this. Anyway, I'm gonna go and put some introduction later so that you can see clearly. But anyway, just to continue with the protocol integrate, just a request for everyone. I can see that some of you all, probably have a bit of challenge when you're on your video and audio. So I would probably request everyone to just, for time being, you can disable your video and mute your audio. But any questions that you all have, feel free to jump in and ask me. Like one of your friends just now asked me, wanted to find out about my details. So no worries, guys. I'm always happy to answer any questions. So, but for the benefit of making sure that the delivery is more clearer and efficient, I would probably request everyone to disable your video and mute your audio. Okay, so that's it, guys. So this is this is basically the structure that I'm going to be planning today to be delivering to you all, and hopefully I can complete everything by 4 p.m. So that's the structure for you all. Now a quick introduction. So first of all, the context for this webinar, guys. Now, as Dr. Nazima told you all, and just reiterating what was said, AHIPS is the first adopter and mover of using experiential learning concept using business simulation in Malaysia. So AHIPS started using this program in 2018. And it has been integrated as part of the academic delivery for the MBA program. And currently it's being used under strategic financial management class, strategic management, and designing strategic plan classes. But the difference for all three is the level of sophistication in the platform. So like the class for SFM, strategic financial management, you will start off with something more what you call easier economic parameters. And then when you go into strategic management, there'll be a more difficult parameters. And for those who will take DSP later, it is a more challenging platform, the most difficult platform called Capstone. So that's the differentiator given for the students using this program. And most important, I think one of the reasons why AHIPS moved into this level of teaching is because they want to introduce the concept of experiential learning for students. Now, I think the normal format that normally university students or any training programs for business or any other training program they do is you basically listen to a lecturer or a trainer come in front and talk, and then maybe you sit for an exam to test your knowledge, and that's it. End of the day, whatever you do during the exam is most probably is the thing that you take back. But here, guys, you basically will be testing whatever theories taught to you by Dr. Nazima in your SFM, and trying to integrate it in a simulation which mimics the real world environment. So you can test these theories in a safe environment and see what are the results. So that will give you an opportunity to absorb more develop a more critical thinking, and ensure that you have develop your business acumen skills, and at the same time, enhance your hard skills, like hard skill, basically things like financial management, accounting, things like that. And also develop your soft skill, because you'll be working in a team. Your leadership skills, your communication skills, how you integrate, all that is important. So that's the context in essence for this webinar. Now, let me share my organization that I'm part of. That's my company that I'm working with. It's called EBLM, short form. The longer version, it stands for Experiential Business Learning Malaysia. You can see my fellow three directors. Some of them were used to be my bosses previously, but now now sitting together with them in the same board. So that's all of us. And if you want to know more about us, feel free to go to the website eblm.com.my, and hopefully you can see some information about us. Maybe you can connect with us also. Okay. And all our training programs, business training programs that we deliver, uses the world class award winning program CAPSIM. And it's actually CAPSIM program is also recognized under the HRDF Malaysian Corporation, government agency under Human Resource Ministry, sorry, and also by MPC, Malaysian Productivity Corporation, a government agency under Ministry of International Trade and Industry. We are also members of MIM and MIHRM. At the same time, I did not put a logo, but therefore CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, we are a tuition provider under them. So the website eblm.com will have all the details there. Now, to give you a brief introduction to CAPSIM, which is the business simulation platform that all of y'all will be using for this class. It is an established world leader in business simulation education, having been established since 1985 in US. It's used by and integrated into programs, academic programs by world-renowned business schools, universities. You can see, some of the names there, prestigious names. It also used by, big corporate clients, Fortune 500 companies, to do management training programs, executive developments. It is also endorsed by some of the world's leading accrediting body like AACSB, the Association for Advanced College School of Business. They are the number one certifying body for business schools in Malaysia. Business school in the world. So they endorse CAPSIM as the simulation program that enhances business learning. So that is something for your information, guys. Now, when Dr. Nazima sent me the list, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in one group, I think there is about 6 students, if I'm not mistaken. So this is just an example of how I would ask you all to organize your team. So maybe like you can add like a head of strategy in that, someone who plans what type of strategy that you want to develop. But essentially, I would request all of y'all to have one CEO or team leader in your group to ensure there can be some proper organization, and the person who becomes the CEO will be the person who makes the final decision and monitors all your uploading or your decision making process, so that there is someone accountable eventually. Okay, so that's a request. Now your login credentials, which was I'm sure was shared by Dr. Nazima, as she told earlier, would have your user guide and password plus industry conditions, everything. So the important ones that I want to show you here, this is actually the user ID and password that you need to log into your respective licenses under CAPSIM. So I just want to take a quick shout out from Group 1, I think Miss Malini and Mr. Muhammad Noor Hamidi. Why I'm asking to give a shout out to these two, because I just checked about 3 minutes before we started the webinar. how many of you are actually logged in and checked the system? These two students were the only ones I can see who have done that. So kudos and congrats, because it's always good practice to actually be what you call proactive. So these two were proactive. So just a quick shout out. So good job, guys. And the rest of take the opportunity to go into that, which I'll be sharing with you all. So that's for your benefit there. Let me just give you now a quick overview of the simulation that you're going to be doing for this semester under SFM. So essentially, guys, the story, the background to this business simulation is there was once upon a time, starting off like a fairy tale story. Anyway, there was once upon a time an organization called Sensor Incorporated who were selling sensors as their main product. Now, this company or organization became too big and became a monopoly. And due to that, it had to be shut down and broken into 6 different companies in one industry. So now your job will be each group. There's 5 groups actually. Group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each group will be in an own industry, in your own industry. So in your own industry, there will be 6 organization which was originally under Sensor but broken into 6. So you will be managing one of the organization. So each organization would start off with about $40 million sales in US dollar. All 6 companies, you will manage one. Other 5 will be managed by AIs or computers. So all of you will also have one sensor product. And the 6 company in this industry would operate in a closed marketplace, meaning there will be no new entrants, nor will there be any new entries. So what it means is there will be no bankruptcy. So you will be managing your own company in that industry for 8 financial simulated period. So when you are, let's say, on the verge of bankruptcy, the system itself will give you cash injection, which is called emergency loan. This cash injection will come with high interest rate. So your role will be to make sure and ensure that you are managing your financial side also in an efficient and effective manner. So this is the background to your company which you are managing in this business simulation. The product that you will be selling in this industry is sensor, which was mentioned earlier. This sensor that you are selling is a very high level sensor. It is used by other businesses such as telecommunication industry. You can see it's inserted in handphones. It's also used under automotive industries, like they use it for cars. It is also used for heavy industries like lift. So this is a very high level type of sensor. And the sensor actually is bought under 2 different market segments. The first market segment is called low end, and second is called high end. Low end, basically, the sensor would be like low specification with low pricing. High end would be, high price with high specification. And as mentioned earlier, you will start off with one product given to you. You can then, based on the department that produces this, can produce up to a maximum of 5 products. Which means you already have one, you can produce brand new product of 4 products if you want to capture more market if you want to. So this is the background on the sensor product. Now the third information that you need to know for overall essence of the background story is that all of you will be part of a company managing these departments. There will be 4 main departments, which is R&D, research and development. R&D, basically what they do is they create prototypes for sensor. So sensor, the work they do in R&D is one, they can enhance the existing sensor that product that they have. So the products that you have already in your company, they are the ones who can enhance it and develop it to become a better, more high quality product. They are also responsible. R&D department are also responsible to produce brand new sensor product. So this is where if you want to produce up to four new products, you can do it there. So that's R&D's job. Marketing department job is basically to determine the price of the sensor that you want to sell to the consumer. This is also where you spend money to promote your product, to also spend money to ensure your product reaches the end customer. This is also where you do forecasting work. So that's marketing department's work. Production is essentially the factory. This is where you mass produce the prototype given to you by R&D. So production basically they determine the number of units for each product that they want to produce. This is where also you determine whether you want to have more capacity for your production. This is also where you decide whether you want to automate your production, meaning make it become more robotics instead of labor intensive factory. So that's that is production. The last main department will be finance. Finance, this is where you decide whether you want to you decide whether the money that you have, your cash position at year end is enough, more than enough, or too little. So based on these three principles, then you decide. If you have too much of money, then you can decide to pay dividend to your shareholders. You can pay back your loans in advance. If you decide there's too little money, this is where you can also decide to borrow money by selling your shares, because your company is a public listed company, so you can sell shares. You can also borrow money on short term. You can also borrow money on long term, maybe issue bond if you want to. So this is the four main departments. For your class, you will also be having additional modules, which is human resource HR. Where you decide how you want to manage your manpower. There's also TQM, Total Quality Management module, where you can decide if you want to do process management initiative, where it can give impact on reducing your manpower, reducing admin costs, also helping you to increase your demand for the product. So this is essentially the departments that you'll be managing. Now, how all of you are going to... Yep.
The TQM just now is what? QM is quality management. T is what?
Total quality management.
Oh, total. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Now, how all of you are going to be measured, the success, right, for this business simulation? All of you will be evaluated using this framework called Balance Scorecard. Now, Balance Scorecard is an annual performance measurement created by two Harvard professors to measure the overall holistic management of your company. So there's actually going to be two measurements. One measures your annual performance. Now, annual performance, you'll be managing this company for 8 financial simulated period. So there will be 8 different scores. For year 1, one score. For year 2, another score. Until year 8, there will be 8 different scores. So this annual performance, they will use these 4 main KPIs to measure how well you manage your company. The 4 main KPI meaning finance, which will take 25% of the marks. Internal business process. Now, finance obviously looks at the numbers, like profits, stock price, leverage, which is the common method of measuring the success of your organization. But the modern way is you need to, cover a wide range of KPIs to ensure that you cover everything, because business is complex. So the second KPI will be internal business process. Internal business process basically looks at how well you manage your own assets, how well, your internal processes are, efficient. It takes care of the company. The third KPI will be customer. Customer obviously looking at how well you take care of your customer needs, whether you are able to deliver to what your customer wants. So that's the third KPI. And the fourth KPI will be learning and growth. Learning and growth looks at, how well you take care of your employees, how well you take care of your process improvement, because you cannot stay stagnant, guys. business is always evolving very fast, so you need to be having different scope, different process improvement to ensure you're always ahead of the game. So this is the annual performance and the 4 main KPIs, and you can see the sub KPIs under the 4 main KPIs. Now that's one measurement, annual performance, which you get about 8 scores for every year. Every year you have 1 score, so overall you will have 8 score. And then there is also another balance scorecard measurement, which is called the recapitulation balance scorecard. Short form is recap. Now, recap actually measures the long-term sustainability of your organization, how well you manage your company in the long run. So there will be one separate score which is called recap, and this recap marks will be given every year, but the final score will be at the year 8. Which means your score might be like say 30 in year 1, suddenly it can spike to 80 in round 2, drop to 50 in round 3. It looks at how well you manage over 8 period. And even though the 4 main KPIs are the same as the annual measurement, the sub KPIs, guys, is actually totally different. Like financially, you would have seen profit, leverage, and stock price. Whereas here, finance, you can see market capitalization. They see how well you capitalize the market towards the end, and then it averages the sales over 8 financial period, and then it also looks whether you get emergency loan over 8 financial period. So this one looks at the long-term sustainability of your business, and you'll get to see in a clearer mode later, guys, when I actually show you the live platform. So now, basically my objective for today that I want to achieve hopefully by 4 o'clock, you already know all of this, is where you can access the website. You are able to log in. For now, I know that Malini and Muhammad Noor Hamidi from Group 1 are able to log in. I hope to be able to see that all of you are able to log in. Change password, because essentially I've given everyone the same password, so I want you all to change the password. Step-by-step guidance is where you're going to find resources. Now, basically, guys, what I'm going to do, when I go into the portal, is not teach you how to make the decisions. I'm going to point to you where you can find resources, information to guide you to make the decisions, and how to do the decisions. That's all. The type of decisions is essentially in all of your hands. So how well you manage your company, the performance will be indicated towards the end of the business simulation. So step-by-step guidance is where I'm going to point to you the resources that is available for you. Launching and making decisions is how you can make your decisions in the business simulation, how you can review your results, upload your final decision, and after you get your result, how to implement improvement. So that's basically my objective for today. Now what I'm going to do is share with you the live platform. Let me just stop sharing this slide. Give me 1 second. Let me just share with you the portal. Okay, now guys, before I go in here, let me just open the website for you. So you need to type www.capsim.com to come to this website, CAPSIM here. So if you scroll down, guys, you can see some information for your benefit, who's using this, what program they have done, the awards they have used. There are a lot of resources here which you can look at on your free time. But what I want you all to do is click sign in here. Once you click sign in here, you should come to a page where they will ask your username. Use the user ID that was shared to you by Dr. Nazima. It might not be your email, guys, depending if you have used the if you have logged in before for CAPSIM, the user ID will be different. So use the user ID that Dr. Nazima shared with you all, and the password CAPSIM123. Click sign in. Once you sign in, you should be able to see a logo with foundation which is in green. Click that logo, and you essentially should come to this page. It's called the foundation dashboard page. Now at the top there you can see welcome back. So I'm using a professor account access. So hence it has my professor detail there, but actually it takes my dad's name actually. So my actual name is Suresh Kumar Puspowanam. Puspowanam is my dad's name. So in Western they always take the last name. So anyway, that's okay, no worries. The title of your course you should be able to see 146301 section 01 strategic financial management. So that means you are in your right page now. So I'm actually hijacking group 1. So basically here I can see it states welcome to group 1. So if you log into your own group, you should be able to see welcome to group 2, group 3 essentially. So before I go to this page of dashboard, let me just quickly show you the things at the top here. Now, I don't want you all to use messages. Messages is one way of communicating internally in this platform. If you want, no worries, you can do that. But what I want you all to do is use this chat features, which you can see at the bottom here. If I click on the chat feature, you can look for your own teammates in your class and search for them. So if you see their name there, once you have searched here, okay, you can just click on their name. Another page will appear where you can do video conferencing with them, audio call, but audio call you can always use your WhatsApp. But anyway, if you want to do video conferencing to share with your information with your teammates, feel free to do it here. Here you can also click on this triangle here. You can actually share your screen like what I'm doing now when you're doing the video conferencing. You are also able to send stickers, motivational stuff like that. You can create a whiteboard. I noticed just now when you all were doing the WebEx, there was a whiteboard appearing. You can do the same here. You can create a whiteboard to write notes there to share among your group. You can also share documents among your group. So use these chat features, guys, to communicate effectively with each and every one of you. So hence, that's why I suggest don't use the messages, because chat is more efficient. It has a video conferencing, and sometimes if you don't have a paid version of, let's say, Zoom or WebEx or Microsoft Team or Google Meet, you will be limited. Maybe they'll give you like 40 minutes or half an hour. So you probably want to do a longer discussion. So chat will allow you that. Okay. Now the second item or the menu at the top here, you can see my account. If I click on my account is where, when I scroll down, this allows me to change my current password. So your current password will be CAPSIM123. So please change the password, type your password, your own password, and confirm the new password. And just type for your benefit a hint, if it's a date of birth, DOP, or any hint that you want to provide for yourself, and then click update. Once you have done that, they will say here your password has been updated. So then you log in using your new password. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if my name is Farah, so
Yes, Farah.
if I have registered this CAPSIM before, so do I have to register again or log in using my previous password?
No, use your current user ID that Dr. Nazima have given, and log in using the CAPSIM123. So you have to use that because your previous CAPSIM would have been completed, Farah. So that is a different class. So for this class, you have to use this simulation
So
user
that
ID.
means I have to register now, is it?
Don't register, just use your user ID that Dr. Nazima sent you. They already been registered for you. The only thing that you need to do is change your password, that's all.
Oh, but then seems like I cannot log in. I cannot sign in.
Okay, 1 second, Farah. Let me see.
We are sorry, but we do not recognize that user ID or password.
1 second, Farah. Let me see if I can help you. Just a second. If anyone have the same problem, just let me know, guys. I can help you now itself so that you don't face any problem when you want to do the class. So Farah, just give me 1 second. Let me just check for you, Farah. Doctor Kids, section 1. Password. So let me see. Farah, you are in which group?
Wait.
Shaida is group 3, is it? Okay. Let me see now. When you want to log in, Farah, so basically the user ID that I see here.
Farah Shahida at graduate.
Yeah. Farah, sorry. Farah Shahida. Farah Shahida at graduate.utm.my, and then you need to add 2021.
Oh,
So then you should be able to get your user ID. So it'll be CAPSIM 123. Let's see if I get that. Farah Shahida. Yeah, Farah. So you can actually log in. I think maybe you try to log in using the email. So actually it probably is the difference now. So yeah, welcome Farah Shahida binti Shaudin. So you use that, Farah. So let me log out here. So remember your user ID. So let me see here. As I can see, all of your emails will have extra 2021 at the end. So guys, don't forget that when you're keying in and then type CAPSIM 123, you should come to this page. Hope that helps you, Farah.
yes. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Okay, welcome. So so that's where you change your password, guys. And then the third menu item here is
You
Yeah,
keep mentioning about changing password. Is there any issue?
no, shouldn't be any issue.
Okay, right.
Right, you just type CAPSIM 123, your current password, type your new password that you want to type in, and then confirm the new password. Put a hint there, click update. You should see here, Catherine, your password has been updated, and then log in afterwards using the new password. There shouldn't be any problem. But if you have any problem, feel free to reach out to me. I will share with you my contact details afterward, guys. And here, see, I can see some of you already online, like Malini, I can see here. Then I saw someone, quickly went off. So you can see here that already all of you are logging in. So, and then in help and support, the third menu item here, if I click on it, you have some resources here which you can click on. The online guide has already been shared by, the PDF guide has already been shared by Dr. Nazima in your shared folder. But you can click on the rest if you want to. But if you need any technical support, if you're not sure what needs to be done, reach out to me, guys. You don't need to send a ticket. I can help you all. Okay? So that's for your benefit. And then obviously log out, you can log on. Okay? So let me just click back on the dashboard.
Who
Dashboard.
will receive the ticket if we send? Your team or different?
No, you will send the ticket to US.
Oh.
So CAPSIM in US will be responding to you all because we have our own team here to report to you. So to make it more efficient, just send your WhatsApp message to me. So I will help you all. But if you send to US, you can do that also. The only problem if you send to US, it'll take about 13 hours. They are behind us by 13 hours because it follows Chicago time. So now it's about, oh no, actually it's due to the new daylight saving. They actually gone like, I think if I'm not mistaken, about 14 hours. So if it's like now 2:40 for us, they'll be like, I think 12:40 a.m. So all of them are sleeping probably. So you might have some challenges. So hence, reach out to me. Okay. So now let's quickly go into the dashboard. Now here dashboard, if you look at it, I put some professor comments there, comments at the page you can read. Important thing, my WhatsApp number is there. So you can feel free to reach out to me. That's also my personal handphone number, so you can call me also or WhatsApp me. Okay. Now, if I scroll down, guys, there are some tutorials, but I won't ask you all to do now. Let me just continue at the bottom here. Now, I've actually logged in into group 1. Awesome work, guys. I can see all of you all have logged in group 1. So, earlier, Malini and Nur Habidi was the only one from overall, but now every one of you all, found ways already able to log in. And you can see now when they logged in. And if you want to check what they have done, you can click here. And this is only for your own teams, guys. Your own teams can actually monitor your own other teammates' movement and how many times they log in, everything. At the bottom here, as I told you, in your own industry, you will be managing your own company. The company will be called Andrews. And then you'll be taking on 5 other AI managed company, computer managed company called Baldwin, Chester, Digby, Erie, and Farish. Make it simple to understand. Your team A going against team B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. So this is essentially your dashboard page. Now the menu on the left hand side, there's a few menus there. The ones that I want you all to be using is only getting started. Dashboard, this is dashboard actually. The decision portal, so 1, 2, 3. And last is reports. There will be reports for your industry. The other things like decision audit, homework, conference, teammate, ethics plugin, you're not going to be using, so just ignore that. And the last one, return to professor course, only I will have this because I'm using a professor access. So only 1, 2, 3 plus number 4 reports menu that I want you all to be checking out. So if you all go into getting started, this is where you will be able to look into resources to support your decision making process. Okay. Now, the getting started have divided the resources into two main items, which is recommended items and additional items. So now let's go through the recommended items. The first one will be introductory lesson. Now, introductory lesson, guys, is basically, it's a video about 4 minutes. Please play on your own time. Click on it and listen to the video. It's about 4 minutes. After you have completed the video, you can take the quiz. The quiz is about 10 quiz. Very easy. Once you have done the video, you listen to it properly, you understand, then you can take the quiz. If you're sometimes not very sure of what they are said, you can click on the audio description. So there is also, you can read it if you want to. So do that, guys, introductory lesson. The second would be the guide. Now the guide actually, the PDF version has already been shared to you by Dr. Nazima. Now what I want you all essentially to be doing, guys, there are 12 chapters here that I want you all to read. Now maybe all of you all who have done this session classes before, I noticed that bulk of the students don't read any of these materials here and they just go in and start doing the decisions. Now guys, it's important business practice for your benefit. If you want to be an efficient, effective entrepreneur, business leader, member of board or senior management, it's always important to be equipped with all necessary information. Why? Because then you are able to make a more proper, efficient, appropriate decision for your business. Your business could be the company that you work for, or even your own organization that you own. Okay, so having all this information helps you and guides you to make better, proper decisions. You cannot be someone who oh, I had a good dream yesterday, it tells me I should follow this. No, you can't do that. You need this information, guys. You must be guided by this information, and there are a lot of good information here, and it gives you, in essence, how a board member gets information and how they come to a conclusion. So do this, guys. This is why AIPs have paid good money for you all. So to practice you, to teach you to become someone like a board member. So that's why you're doing MBA. MBA should take you to the next level, and this is where you can read the articles here, information here, to help you to become a better leader. So my advice, please read all 12 chapters to make yourself fully immersed in this business simulation. The third item that is under the recommended item is called industry conditions report. Now here I'm basically summarizing the versions for you, but please read that items there. Now here basically, guys, industry condition report, the important teachings out of this is, as a business leader, a business owner, a senior management personnel, your job is always important, when you're managing your business, to know the industries, the conditions that your industries are in. So in essence, what are the conditions that you need to be aware? You need to be aware what your customer wants. Meaning now, in this industry that you're managing, you're selling sensor. So here customers are divided into two segments, low-tech segment and high-tech segment. So The low-tech segment and high-tech segment uses these 4 criteria to become the differentiator in the segments. Now, the 4 criteria are price, the age of the product, MTPF, engineering term, it means how many thousand hours a product can survive before it fails. So this is how a warranty is issued to a product, guys, because the product that you're going to be producing sensor is a technological product. So hence you have to have an MTBF measurement. Last but not least, positioning of the product. Positioning of the product takes into consideration the specification of the product. It looks at how well your performance indicator for your sensor, and it looks at the size of your product, the sensor. So these are the 4 main criteria, and how they differentiate it determines whether your product is a low-tech product or a high-tech product. Now, if I scroll down, guys, basically, I just want to show you this one here. You can see in low-tech segment, they already have the criteria and the importance given. Customer in low-tech, they want your product to be priced between 15 to 35, and that's the number 1 importance. So 41% importance is given to the price. So the lower the price, the more customers will purchase your product. And then second importance is given to the age of the product. As long as your product is about 3 years old, people will buy your product. MTPF, if your mean time before failure is between 14,000 to 20,000, customers in low-tech will buy. And last but not least, customers in low-tech, when they look at the performance, as long as it's about 4.8 and the size is about 15.2, they will purchase your product. Contrast this with high-tech. High-tech obviously uses the same 4 criteria, but in high-tech, ideal position, which was last importance given in low-tech, is the number 1 importance for high-tech. Now, in real life, guys, people who purchases high-end phones, like the iPhones of this world, now Samsung, the Flips and the Fold of this world, they are priced like 4, 5, 6, 7,000, and people don't mind buying it because they look at the spec, how stylish the phone is. So they're willing to spend good money. Whereas people who probably just look for a phone that can make a call, can send WhatsApp message, maybe look at some videos from time to time. That's it. They don't care about my camera phone is so sophisticated. They don't focus on that. So that's real life. So the same thing here. So, and here, customer in high-tech, they always want a brand new product. That's why they put year 0. It's difficult to do that. That means you need to keep on producing brand new products. But as long as you can try to do it closer to year 0, you'll okay. And the price here is only 3rd importance. Whereas customer in low-tech, price is their number 1 criteria. Customer in high-tech, they give importance only number 3 for price. So that means they are not price sensitive. And last but not least, they want MTPF between 17 to 23,000. So this is for you to be looking at to differentiate what customer wants, and based on that, plan a strategy. Another important information that you need to be aware is your growth rate for the industry that you're managing your sensor product in. Now, customer in low tech, the sensor grows at a 10% rate every year, whereas high tech, it grows at 20%. So this is also information for you to plan your strategy. Now, guys, just to share with you, for strategic financial management class, the economic parameters is more easier. I mean, in real life, you won't get these economic parameters, 10% growth every year and 20% growth. That is so good. But if you go into strategic management class, there will be recession period. Capstone DSP, designing strategic plan, also will have recession period. But whereas SFM, there's no recession period. So you can manage your product well. Another information that I want you all also to be aware of is the projected interest rate. The prime rate, the cost of borrowing by the banks. So chances are your cost of borrowing will be above this. So it's important for all of you all also to be aware of this, because if you need to borrow money to manage your business, then you need to know whether the money that you're going to be borrowing, is it going to help your business in the long run? Is it going to give you a better return in terms of, if the interest is low, then you can borrow money. If it's interest too high, then it'll be difficult for you to manage the business. So these are the things that essentially you need to know to manage your business. Now let me click back on getting started. So I have essentially gone through these three information and under the recommended item for you to do. Now, last but not least, there is this item for rehearsal tutorial. Now, rehearsal tutorial, when I click open rehearsal tutorial, it comes to a platform called the rehearsal platform. Now, rehearsal platform, here you can see a box that appears. So just follow these guys. I know there are a lot of other things, but you just follow the tutorial. You don't need to skip. So you just click start. Then a box will appear. Read that and then click next again. Once you do that, then it comes to another box there. It says the rehearsal tutorial will teach you how to perform 6 tactics that you need to understand before playing the simulation. If you understand what it says here, click next. If you don't understand, go back to previous. So if you understand, click next again. So another box will appear. Now guys, as you say, it is recommended that you simply follow the steps. Now this process here is a way of holding your hand, showing you how to do the simulation. So I would really request and ask everyone here to do this on your own. It takes about 40 minutes. Now, from my experience, having done this for the last 4 years plus, students or participants who don't do this is like you are shooting in the dark. You don't know what you're going to do, and you get frustrated at the end of the day, and then you say you blame everyone. So we don't want that. Now, it's important, guys, to use the opportunity here, because this will help you not only for this business simulation, for this business class, will help you in the long run to understand in a bit more easier way of how businesses are managed. So again, I will plead with you all to do this tutorial so that you become more knowledgeable in this business simulation. So let me just click back. So do this rehearsal tutorial, guys, to get yourself familiarized with the thing. Now there are actually additional items also for you to be looking at. Now let me just quickly tell you what are those. Foundation Fast Track, guys. If you click on it, it's actually a compilation of all the financial statistics from all the 6 companies in that industry. So it is like, remember in real life, public listed company, they have annual report, and like in Malaysia, the Bursa Saham actually compiles all this. So you can, it's the same concept, guys, but I will show you in a more detailed manner when we go into the Decision platform here. The second additional item is join a company. All of you don't have to join a fresh company. All of you are already part of your own organization. There's group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as part of this SFM class. The third item, guys, situational analysis. I would recommend you all to do this on your own free time. Once you have done rehearsal tutorial, guys, then come into situational analysis to understand how forecast is done. Okay, so it will teach you how you can analyze the demand increase, the capacity, the margin analysis, and the consumer report. So do this on your free time. Then there is a pick a strategy. Pick a strategy, if I click on this, is basically will tell you to go and read chapter number 12 here at the guide, team member guide. So you can read that, it helps you. Now last but not least, modules and plugins. Now modules and plugin for this business simulation, as I told you all earlier, you would have 4 main departments, which are R&D, marketing, production, and finance. Plus you will have additional modules which will be HR, human resource, which will start in round 2, and then total quality management, TQM, which will start in round 3. So this is, guys, essentially the resources for your benefit. Now, where are you going to actually play the simulation or make a decision for your company? It is here. You can see the decision menu here. Let me click on that. Now, when I click launch the web spreadsheet, it will then take me into the foundation platform. Once you are here, you can see the menus at the top here. At the bottom here, you should see now you are actually in round 1, practice round 1. You are team Andrews. you should be able to see your team, your own name if you're logging in using your login ID. And then of course here, CAPSIM's Malaysian dealer will be us, EBLM, so that's a short form there. Now this is the menu at the top, which I will be showing it to you afterwards, but now let me choose the first one, reports. So there's pages that I can click, but let me click from the front page. When I click the front page, another new window will open, and as you can see, it's called Foundation Fast Track. Remember, in these additional items under the resources, there was Foundation Fast Track. Now Foundation Fast Track is what you will be having here in the report section. Now Foundation Fast Track, as I told you, is a compilation of the annual report. So Andrews is your group, Baldwin, Chester, Digby, Erie, Ferris is actually the AI computer managed team. Now this report, when you click on the first year before you start your decision process, it gives you the previous year decision. So which is round 0. Now you're going to make for year 1, round 1 decision. So you have been given report until 31st December 2021. So now essentially you as a board now are sitting at December 31st to be making decision for year 1, which is from 1st of January 2022 until 31st December 2022. If I scroll down, I can see some selected financial statistics here. All the numbers for all 6 companies are the same because you're starting on equal footing. Whether this number goes up or go down toward the 8th financial period is essentially how well you manage your company, your own self, managing the team. You can see all sales is about 40 million US dollar, profits about 2.4 million. Then if I scroll down, I can see the stock and bond market. Then I can see some financial summary. All are still on the equal footing. I can see my factory production analysis. It tells me what is the product that I already have, how many units I sold, what is my unit inventory available, all that is information there. One of the important information that I always would like to look at would be the market segment analysis. As you can see now, low tech segment, guys, has a very big market share. It's about 5,040,000 of demand. It constitutes about 70% of the market segment, and it's growing at 10% a year. And then you can see what is the buying criteria, which I already showed you earlier in this industry condition report. When I scroll down, I can see what are the top products in low tech segment, what is their market share, what is the NTPF, all that information is there. And then when I compare with the high tech, now low tech, guys, had about 5 million unit demand in the industry. High tech, but like almost less than half, about 2,160,000. Actually, there are 3 zeros here, and it only constitutes about 30% of the market share, but it's growing at 20% every year. So guys, it's a strategy for you all to be planning. Oh, should I focus on high tech or should I focus on low tech? So these are the information, guys, that I will always want you all to be reviewing, looking at it and understanding before you start making your decision process. So reports, guys, is Foundation Fast Track. Look at it before you start making a decision. So once you have seen that, you have analyzed it, then this is where you click to start your decision. Now let me start with the R&D department, research and development. Now R&D, this is where you decide whether you want to improve on your existing sensor product that you have, or you want to launch new products to capture more market. Now let me show you here, guys. I can see my product able right here is in the middle of the circle here, the perceptual map. This perceptual map measures using the size of the product versus the performance of the product. Now if your product is in this first black circle here, that means customer in low tech will purchase your product. If your product is in the second black circle here, customer in high tech will purchase your product. Now if your product is stationed between both high tech and low tech circles like this one, able, that means customer in both segment like your product because it's in between. So you have to decide whether you want to be a low tech, high tech, or someone who focuses on both market. Now, but let's say if you want to shift able from this middle position to say high-tech market. So I can change from 6.4, I can put 7.5 say, and then I drop the size from 13.6 to 12.5. Now the concept is in technological product, guys, the higher the performance, the smaller the size is. If the performance is lower, chances are the size are higher. So hence I'm trying to reduce the size and increasing the performance so that able will be somewhere in the high-end market. And I maintain the MTBF at 21,000. So let's say I click recalculate here. Once I've changed the number. Now able, guys, originally was here. It has shifted here. Now basically what it tells you here is you're making decision for year 1, year 2022. Now your product able from 1st of January until 25th October, just before the revision date, was here. On 26th of October year 22, your projected able will be a high-end product because you have done some changes on the performance and size. And your product able, when you do revision, guys, the age originally at 1st of January was 3.1 years old. On 25th of October, just before the revision, the age was 3.9. And then, when you did some changes by increasing the performance, reducing the size, customer perceive you are trying to launch a better version, so the age will drop, cut by half. So on 26th October, your age of your product is 2. By 31st December, the projection will be 2.1 years old. So this is how you view your changes that you do for your existing product, guys. So now, if you want to improve your existing product, what if you want to launch a brand new product? You can do that, guys. Since you're managing a company called Andrews, all your product must start with the product listing with the alphabet A. Let's say I put a product which I want to launch called ACE. ACE, let's say I want to target a low-end market. Let's say I put this as 4.5, and then the size I put 15.0. And then I put MTPF about 14,000. Let me recalculate. As you can see, ACE is in the low-end segment. And it's only coming out in the year 23 April. That means it won't come out in the current year which you are making your decision on 22. It will come after this year. So it will come only in 23. So remember, guys, important information: when you are launching a brand new product, it always takes at least 1 year to launch. And if you are launching new products or you are improving your existing product, try to make sure like existing product, if it comes out, it comes out around June or July, not as late as October like this. That means you are doing too much of changes. Now, why I request you all to launch it around June or July? Because you will have at least 6 months to sell the improved version of your product to see how well the market adapts to this product. So that's one reason. If you're changing an existing product, if you're introducing a brand new product, also ensure it comes out in the new year, the next year, around same June or July, same decision process reasoning, so that you have at least 6 months to make an impact in the market. So this one is coming around April is good because you will have like about 8 months to make an impact in the market. Okay, so this is, yes,
The tip on the revision date that you are giving, it is a guidance purpose, right?
yeah, it's only guidance. It's not to say you must follow. you can decide to do a different method. I'm just suggesting because if you want to make an impact, that's all.
Agree. All right. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Now on Essence, this is R&D, but if you're not sure certain wordings, like just now MTPF I mentioned, there's I there. I stands for information. Click on it, guys, read it, all the I's there, it will explain to you. And if you need more information or more clarity, you can go to this menu here called Coach, click on it. So a new window will appear, and then it will tell you welcome to the R&D tutorial. So if you click on launch the R&D tutorial, there'll be a video demonstration on R&D. So click on it, you play the video, so you get to understand more information and more details, explanation on R&D. So feel free to do that. So the coach role is to coach you. So my role here to point to you. So you know, use the coach to help you all guys. So this is R&D department. So this is where you're going to be deciding to whether to improve your existing product or launch a brand new product. Now let me go to the second department, marketing. Now in marketing, guys, what you are basically going to be doing is you are determining the price of your product that you're going to be selling in your market. You're going to be deciding the budget for 2 items, promotion and sales, and you're also going to be forecasting the number of units that you think going to be selling in the market. Now all this information you can find again, guys, in reports. You know, if your product that you're selling like Able, it's somewhere low tech or it's a high tech, so click on it and look at the pricing, so you can decide what customer wants and then determine the price here. Now promotion budget, guys, click on the eye here. It will give you a clear, concise explanation, but basically in essence it says if you spend 1 million or 1,000, your awareness is increased by 22%. Second million will increase another 23%, and the third million will increase 5%. Meaning first million 22, if you put another 1,000, so you put 2,000, say, so 22 plus 23, 45%. If you put it as 3,000 or 3 million promo budget, so 22 plus 23 plus 5, that will be 50% awareness increase. So promotion budget is basically ensuring people know about your product exists in market. It creates awareness. So you know, you need to spend money, guys, to do that. The third item, sales budget, is basically creating supply chain for your product. Now your customers are aware of your product existence. They want to buy the product, but if they don't know where to get the product, it's also a failure. So you need to spend money to ensure the supply chains you know, delivers the product to your end customer. And then it also tells you here, if you spend 1 million or 1,000, you will add 7% of accessibility. If you spend 2 million, it adds 22% and onwards. So please read, guys, how much money you need to spend. There's an amount which is called diminishing scale of return. For example, in promo budget, the maximum you can spend is 3,000, which will give you 50%. If you spend 3,001, that $1 does not give you any additional impact. So don't waste your money. Don't spend more than what is required. Okay, so look at these eyes here. So it will give you promo budget, sales budget. Now another important element that you need to be aware of is forecasting. Now next to forecasting, your forecast, you can see benchmark prediction. Benchmark prediction takes into consideration the system calculating what they think you will be able to sell next year. So the computer is giving you a prediction that for Able you should be able to sell 1,122 or 1,122,000. My advice to you all, don't follow the computer's prediction, because it only takes into consideration your own decision process. It doesn't take into consideration what the competitor will be doing, predicting, plan to do. So you need to, you know, decide what do you think the competitors are going to do. So how you can plan this, guys? You can go to your report, click on your low tech or high tech, look at the top products in the industry. So say example, Able is a product that you're targeting low tech. It sold 1,000 last year, and the growth rate for this year will be 10%. So it should be growing at 1,100. So next year, technically, your forecast should be 1,100, because you sold 1,000 last year. This year, the growth will be 10%. So 1,000 plus 10%, 1,100. But let's just say I put 1,000 just to show you some figure here. And then you can see here, the number says here, after everything, I should be getting a profit of 6 million at least. Okay, let's see if I click recalculate here. Because I put a lower forecast, the profit margin has dropped. So that's why forecast is important, guys, because if your forecast too optimistic, the number will be given to your finance department, where finance will then plan according to what they think you are selling. Now, if you over forecast but under deliver, then finance will be in trouble, because they would have done their numbers based on your own forecast, and if you don't deliver, then they will have a cash management problem, which might create a situation of emergency loan. It's always important for you to be a bit careful in your forecasting. Okay. So this is marketing, guys. Marketing, essentially, these are the roles that they're going to be playing. If, as I told you earlier, if you want to know more in detail, click on the I here. It will explain to you all these things, which, guys, helps you in the long run also to understand how well a business is managed and how complex business is. And at the same time, if you click on the coach, it will come out with a marketing tutorial, so you can launch it to understand more about marketing tutorial. So every time you're in a different department and you click on the coach, it will actually give you tutorials on that particular department. Okay. Now, another information, guys, that I want you all to be aware, you can see Ace here, but I am unable to do any decisions here. Now, reason being, because Ace, as you remember, guys, in R&D is only coming out in year 23. So now you're only making decision projection for year 22. So year 23 you can only do for next year. So next year S decision here will come on. So for now, because it's still being produced by R&D and it's only coming out in 23, so you are unable to sell S. So this is, guys, the marketing department. Now let me go to the factory or the production side. Now when I click on production in HR, so on the purple side is the production, the factory. On the green side is the HR, called staffing here. As mentioned earlier, HR decision process will only start from year 2. So you can ignore the decision process, but you can look at the number to understand in detail. And you can click on the I if you want to know what is these numbers for. But let's look at the production. Now, first thing that you can see that strikes you, now you're going to be producing for Able. Unit sales forecast 1000. If you remember carefully, guys, in marketing, in forecast, I put this number. So now marketing have communicated to production saying that, hey, production, I want 1000 units or 1 million units to be produced for me. So in essence, you are learning that each department must work hand in hand and not in silos to determine the success of this organization. Now then you can look at what is the inventory in hand, and then here where you decide what's the unit you want to produce. So since marketing have asked for 1000, so let's say I produce 1000. So I'm recalculating now. Then it tells me after adjustment I'm only producing 990. But 990, then you add the inventory in hand, it's actually more than 1000, which is okay. So it's sufficient for me to sell what has been forecasted by marketing. But you can probably ask me this question, hey, Suresh, how come you put 1000 but only 990 is being produced, projected to be produced by the production? Because if I click on this I here, it tells me there are constraints in a factory or the production side. Now, one of the constraints will be people not coming to work in time, or people taking leave, or people falling sick. So when there's no enough manpower to produce the goods, then the numbers will drop. So that's why the system has calculated and forecasted this is the number that we'll be getting end of the day when you produce 1000. Now if I scroll down a bit and look at the margins, guys, important information for everyone's benefit. Your factory or your production works on this principle. It works on 24 hours a day. It works 7 days a week. It works on 365 days a year, meaning it doesn't stop. It continuously works. And it works on a concept of 2 shifts. Each shift is about 12 hours. So it works on a 2 shift production capacity. Now, when you see your number for second shift here, 25%, that means your first shift is working at 100% and second shift has gone producing for about 25%. As long as your number here is between 1% to 80%, that means your asset is working optimum. It's working efficiently for you. If this number is 0 here, or if it's about 81% and above, that means if it's 0, you are underutilizing your asset. The production is only working on first shift, so you're wasting your second shift capacity. And if this is more than 81%, you're overworking your assets. That means it is a potential that the production can break down because too much of hours are spent. So make sure the number here is between 1 to 80, and since able is showing 25% projection, it's an okay number. But what you need to be careful of is the contribution margin. Ensure the contribution margin is at least 30% and above. Anything below 30%, chances are the product is not making money for you. But I'm just showing you here, 23.6 is not good, but we'll just continue for this briefing session, guys. At the bottom here, you can see the physical plant. Now, when you see first shift capacity is 800, remember guys, your production is 2 shift capacity. That means your production factory can produce 1,600 worth of able products if it works 100% for both shifts. So if you think this capacity enough, you can leave it as it is. But if you think because able is whether it goes in the low tech market or high tech market, every year there's a growth. Low tech 10%, high tech 20%. So I can say decide to buy more capacity to have a what you call a higher capacity to project potentially the market growing and my product selling more. At the same time here also I can have automation for my factory. Now automation rating is basically telling you that you can spend money to make your factory become a robotic based factory. That means it doesn't it has less dependency on manpower or laborers. So now the automation rating maximum that you can achieve is 10.0. 10.0 meaning 100% your factory is robotic. There's no labor working for you. So remember guys, robotics or implementation of automation is good in the long run because automation is asset. So asset in the long run supports the business. Now if labor intensive, remember laborers are considered liabilities in your accounting principle. So in long run, it doesn't help your business. So let's say I want to increase my automation from 3.0 to 4.0, and then I click recalculate here. You can see now once I recalculate, it tells me that my investment for able is about 5,400,000, and the maximum the system allows me is 6,948,000. So okay, I'm good. So because based on the amount of money that I have, my finance says this is the maximum I can invest. But let's say if I try to invest more from 4.0 to say 6.0 automation, see what's happened. I click recalculate now. Let me scroll down guys. Now the system tells me if I do 6.0, then I'm investing about 12,600,000, which is almost double the amount allowed by the system. And if I click on this I, it tells me if the cell turns red, your production capacity and automation decision will be scaled back due to lack of financing. So the system will scale back. But you do want the system to be controlling your decision. So let's say I revert this back to 4.0, go up and click recalculate. Yep, so back to the desirable number. So that's what you do guys essentially in production. Again, if you're not sure what this terminology stands for, click on the I and read. It gives you a clarity, good understanding and explanation. And then if you still want to have more information, which is always good, click on the coach, and the coach then will give you a tutorial on the production. Okay, so let me close that. So now I have done decision now on production. Let me go for the last decision process in round 1, which is the finance department. Now in the finance department, basically you have to look at the cash position projected for the year end in 22, which is the year 1. It tells you will be projected to have about 2,376,000. Now based on that, you have 3 decisions. You need to think whether the number that you see there, is it enough? If it's enough, then you don't have to do any other decision. if you think you have too much of money, then you can decide to go and pay dividend to your shareholders, which is a good practice. If you do that, your share price can go up because you are perceived as a good organization that takes care of its shareholder who invest in your company. At the same time also, guys, you can retire stock. That means you can buy back shares from the public. People who have purchased your share, you can buy back. And when you buy back shares, guys, it's also good for your company, because when you do that, it creates less supply and more demand in the stock market, which means it also helps your stock price to go up. Or you can retire your long-term debts that you have issued. So that's if you have too much of money. What happens if you think this number is too little, that you are exposing yourself to some dangers? So you can borrow money, guys. There's 3 methods that you can do. One, you can sell your shares to the public. Now here it tells you what's the maximum you can issue. So let's say if I issue 2,000, which is 2 million. Second process that I can do for raising cash would be to borrow money short term. That means if I borrow money this year, next year I have to pay with this interest given here. So let's say if I borrow short term debt 1,000. Third thing that I can do to raise cash would be to issue long term debt. Long term debt is also known as bond issue, because why? You can issue the long term debt this year. You just pay interest every year. At the 10th year, when it matures, you pay the full amount. Okay. So let's say I borrow money 2,000, which is I already got a maximum issue allowed for me. So I borrow 2,000. So let's say I click recalculate. So essentially the number has changed at the bottom here. It tells me that my projected cash position at the year end 31st December 2022 would be 7,066,000, which is okay. Let's say I'm okay. Another way where you can manipulate the number of cash position, that means the number here, would be looking at the AR lag days or AP lag days. Now, AR stands for account receivable lag days. What it means is, guys, now when you sell your sensor to your customer, your client, you will issue them an invoice with a 30 days payment term. So once the invoice is issued, your clients will have to pay within the 30 days. Now let's say you want to force your clients to pay faster, you can issue an invoice where you change the 30 to 20 or 10 or 15, whatever. Which means when you do that, customer will pay you faster and the cash position will increase. But my advice to you, try to avoid that, because if you force your customer to pay faster than the normal term, 30 days, your customer will leave you and go to your competitor because they find that you're not giving them a favorable payment terms. Okay. Now the second one at the bottom here, AP stands for account payable. Now account payable, again, what it means, guys, now remember in your production you are producing sensors to sell to your clients. Now this sensor needs spare parts which is given to you by your vendors and your contractors, your suppliers. Now if when they give you the product, they will also issue an invoice and they will give you a 30 days payment terms. Now let's say you want to have more cash, you can change the payment term to 60 days. When you do that, you will have more cash. But in the long run, your suppliers, your vendors will delay the delivery of goods, because for them, you are not a good paymaster. So why should they send the supply faster to you? So when they delay that, your production capacity, production goods that comes out is affected big time. So this is a constraint that you don't want to have for your production. So essentially, guys, again, this is a finance department. You click on I to understand what it stands for. Again, you can go to the coach. There is also a video on finance, launch the finance tutorial. So now, let's assume now you have done all this decision process. You have analyzed everything. You are happy. Click on the decision summary, guys. Decision summary will give you a summary of where you have done decision, where you have done changes for your benefit. So look at it. Once you have done the decision summary, then go to this pro forma, guys. Pro forma is actually projected numbers. It's not the final numbers, guys. It's a projected numbers that gives you an estimate potentially how your balance sheet is going to look like, how your income statement going to look like, how your cash flow going to look at, how your ratio is going to look like. So let me look at the projected balance scorecard that I'm going to get. So
Suresh,
yes,
until this stage, if any of the team member feel that there must be a revise in certain area, example the cost of the manpower, anything, can we still go back and change the decision?
yes, you can change as many times as you want until the actual time set for you. So now, because you're in practice run, you can change as many times as you want. For example, now, right? Let's say decision summary. One of your friends, after looking at the decision summary, they say, "Hey, I don't like the stock issue about 2000. I want you to revise it back, say 2005." Then you can click on decision, go back to finance and change the number. You can do that. So there's no worry, you can do that. Now, why I want you all to go to Proforma to do any changes is because Proforma, it gives you an indication on how your balance sheet will look like. If I click on balance sheet, so it says, you have these numbers here, study the numbers. One of the things that I always, want to look at is projected balance scorecard. Now, projected balance scorecard gives me an indication what's my score going to look like for round one. So out of the maximum 82 marks, I'm getting 46.3. Hey, half I don't like, where I can improve. You can see now, profit, it tells you you're getting zero. Why zero? Because you have a projected profit of less than 1 million. So you can go and say maybe increase the price a bit and try to reduce the cost so that you can produce profit. One of the easiest things that I can play around would be things like leverage. Leverage, it tells me, is the ratio of assets to equity. So what do I need to achieve? If I have my ratio for leverage between 1.8 to 2.8, then I'll get full marks. So looks like, I can check what's my leverage. My leverage here, I can go to my pro forma here and look at the ratios. Leverage here, asset over equity. 1.7 is borderline. If I get like 1.8, I will get full marks. So what I need to do, maybe I need to increase my assets or borrow money to make sure the number gets to 1.8. Let me click again on pro forma, guys. Look at another number. Let's say I look at days of working capital, which is also an important number which I can achieve easily. Days of working capital says that your current asset minus current liabilities in days. So what I need to have? I need to have my days of working capital to be between B 30 days and C 90 days in order for me to get good marks. The full marks. I got 3.7. So let me say I go back to pro forma here. I look at the ratios of days of working capital. Yeah, I can see here days of working capital 94. So I'm actually over by 4 days. So maybe what I need to do is maybe go and borrow less money so that I have less cash position at the year end, which will then give me extra maximum 5 out of 5. So that's how you try to make changes so that you get the best mark. So I hope Haslan, you asked me that question, if you can change. Obviously you can go back and keep on changing until you upload the final decision. So this is, I'm just showing you an example, and let's assume I'm happy with this number 46.3, and then I look at the projected score in long run, and this is again a projected number 69.4 out of 240. So let's say I'm happy with all this. Only then I go to file, I click update official decision, I tick this box here, all the Android decisions are ready, I click save. It has been official decisions have been updated. That means I've already uploaded the decision. But for the benefit of everyone, I can still go back and do any changes and still again upload. So I can upload as many times as I want until the time deadline is given to me. Okay. So now let's assume I'm happy. I've uploaded my decision. I click exit. I click exit again, where I come to the dashboard. Now all of you guys during practice round, you can go to the next round on your own. You don't need me to do anything for you. You can advance to the next round on your own to see what is your results. So let's say if I click next round, it says advance game to next round. I tick this box at the top here. I click continue. Are you sure? Yes, advance my game. Then it tells me your game has been successfully advanced to 2. Then I go to reports. I go to debrief reports at the bottom there. Then I click on balance scorecard. So then I see the score that I got. This is the actual score, guys, because it has taken into consideration what your competitors have done. So for round 1, I got 42 for group 1 and the recap score of 62. So again, you can click on this 42. Why you got 42? Okay, you got a bit marks for profit. Remember, guys, there's no projection. It told me I will only get 0 marks, but profit actually I made about 0.1 because it's also dependent on your competitors' decision. So, and also leverage just now was I supposed to get like 6 something, but now I'm getting about 5.6. So again, there is some changes there. So you can see this is your actual scores, right? Look at, if you're not sure what it stands for, click, let's say on the blue item, it will tell you what you should have achieved in order to get the best mark. So like contribution margin, I need to achieve at least 36% above to get the full marks. That's why I got 0 here. That's a bad number. Now recap, guys, as I told you, the numbers can go up or go down because it looks at the overall sustainability. For now, I have 62 marks in round 1. But the individual rounds marks is fixed. The recap mark can change. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to quickly go to Decision again. I'm going to launch the web spreadsheet. This time, guys, I'm just going to go into one department, which is HR, because HR will only start the decision process in round 2. So let's assume I have done all the other departments and now I'm just looking at the HR department. Now HR department, you can make 3 important decisions, guys. First, you can decide whether you want 100% of the workers that is required by your company. If we change this number, say from 100 to 90%, then 10% will be working overtime. So you need to decide whether you want people to be working overtime or whether you are happy with the 100% complement. If you're happy, let's leave that. The second decision process that you can do here is you can spend money to hire quality employees. You need to spend at least 1,000 or $1 million so that there's enough impact to get quality employees, but don't spend more than 5,000 or 5 million per employee, because if you spend more than 5 million, there is a diminishing scale of return, there is no impact. Let's say I spend 4 million or 4,000 to hire better quality employees. Then I can also make decision to send my existing employees for training to improve themselves. If I send them for 80 hours, it's about 2 weeks. If I send them for 40 hours, it's 1 week. So I don't want them to be gone too long. So let's say I send them only for 60 hours, which is about 1.5 weeks. So once I've done that, I can click on recalculate. What I want you all to be seeing is productivity index originally was 100.0. Now when I spend money to hire the best employees and I send my existing employees for training, the impact is my productivity index has improved by 1.2%, which is good. So the learning here is make sure you spend money to get your HR to improve the workers in your organization. So again, guys, let's say I go through the same process. I've done every decision department. I look at decision summary. I'm happy. Then I look at the pro formas, especially the balance scorecard. I look at this is the projected score, guys. So I look at it. I'm happy. So what I do now is I go to file, click update official decision, because I'm saving my decision now. Click save. So again, when it says official decision has been updated, you have uploaded your decision. So that's good. Now I click file, I click exit, I click exit again. So I come to the dashboard. Now again, guys, I can go to the next round to see how well I did in round 2, or I can redo if I want to. So entirely up to me. But let's say I advance to next round. So I tick this box here, advance game to next round. I click continue. Yes, advance my game. Your game has been successfully advanced to 3. So let's say I click reports here, I go to debrief report and I click balance scorecard. So round 2 I got 44, but my recap is 61. Remember guys, in round 1 just now the recap was 62. I returned now. Now recap has gone to 61 because the score has dropped. Obviously guys, I only made decision for HR. I didn't do any other decision. So technically 42 out of 82, and then I got 44 out of 89. There should be 5 marks improvement, but only 2 marks improvement, so I'm not doing good. But again, it's understandable because I only did HR. I didn't do any other departments.
Suresh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question. Once you click advance to the next game,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to redo the previous game, right?
You can because you're in practice round.
So even though I'm already in the round 3, I can still redo round 1.
Yes, you can go back to round 2, then go back to round 1. In practice period, you can redo as many times, you can advance as many times to test the strategy that you want to implement. Your final competition, I mean, I will show you later what Dr. Nazima have decided when your final class competition. During that period, you can't advance on your own, you can't redo. But for your practice round, you can redo or advance as many times as one, because we want to give you the opportunity to test your decisions as many times as you want to get the best strategy.
Do we have a specific timeline that we need to follow for each round?
No, for practice you have your own. That means you can do it in 10 minutes, you can do it in 1 hour, entirely up to you. For practice round, yes. For the competition, there's a specific time frame which I will be showing to you later.
Okay. I'm quite confused with when you say practice and real. Where is practice? Where is real?
What I'm doing now is practice session, Habil. Meaning, this thing that I'm doing now here is I'm showing you for you to go back and practice on your own. Whereas in the real competition, which also will be using the same parameters, the same business simulation, the only difference is, Habil, in the actual competition, you won't be able to advance like what I did just now on your own. You will be only allowed to advance by me. So that will be a different process. Here, because I want you all to be able to understand the whole eight round processes, so I'm giving you the what you call the leeway to advance on your own, so that you can practice. Because imagine, Habil, let's say your own teams are happy to work at night. Example, say 10 o'clock. I'm already sleeping. So you want to get me, hey, Suresh, can you advance for us? I'm already sleeping. I'm unable to respond to you all. So you can't do an effective practice. But with this method, you can do practice even at night, midnight, early morning, up to you. So that's why you're giving you the benefit.
It's individual lah.
Yeah, individual also can. You can work in a group also can.
So in the real one, whenever we make a decision, if other members, right, did some tweaking with the number, for example, HR did something, finance did something. So will the other member get some notification or something?
Yes, where you will be getting the notification here in dashboard.
In dashboard, okay.
Yeah, you can see in your own. When I show at the bottom here, dashboard. You can see now when did your teammate last log in and did they do any changes. Now, that's why it's important in your actual competition, the CEO is the only one who makes the decision. So you don't want a conflict. Let's say because, let's say if I give you like a 20 or half an hour timeline to make one period decision. In that 30 minutes, let's say one person have been given the mandate to do addition, say they have completed within 15 minutes. Suddenly another team member not happy with that thing, doesn't inform any of y'all and go and do the changes. So whoever has done the latest decision will be the decision that stays in the system. So that's why it's important for y'all to work together to ensure one CEO is the one making the decision.
Okay. But other members, regardless which department, are able to to change the decision.
Yes, they are able to change the decision. In real life also like that. Sometimes CEO makes a decision to say, I want my factory to be producing this. Suddenly someone, pandai-pandai go and changes without the CEO's knowledge. Can happen what in real life. So same concept here, but that's why all of you have to work together to have a strategy, who does what, and stick with the strategy is important.
So even though I'm assigned under HR, but then I tweak something in the finance, I can do that as well.
You can do that also because your password and your user ID allows you to do any changes in all departments.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, so now I showed you guys just now round 2 decision after we process on our own. So again, guys, look at why the numbers is giving you such. You can check on each to improve, and then look at why recap. Earlier was 62, now it's dropped to 61. So that's how you decide the improvement. Now let me now quickly go to the decision platform again to launch the web spreadsheet to make another round decision, guys, which is TQM, Total Quality Management. Total Quality Management will appear only in round 3. So I'm just going to show quickly what you can do to create the impacts that is shown here. There will be actually 10 different process management initiative. If you want to know what they stand for, just click on the eye. And you need to spend a certain amount of money here. So it tells you for individual initiative, you need to spend a minimum of 250,000, a maximum of 750,000 in 1 year. But the overall, you can only spend a maximum of 2 million. So that means if let's say you're focused on CPI system, if you spend 750 this year, next year you spend another 750, that means that's 1,500 or 1.5 million. The final third year, you can only spend 500,000, that's already maximum 2 million. You are allowed to spend for each process management initiative to get the full impact. So let's say I want to spend for UNEP green program 750,000 for this year. What UNEP green program stands for? It basically tells you if you spend the money here, you are viewed as a green company and environmentally friendly companies. So let's say I spend 750,000, I click recalculate. Automatically it shows now my demand for my product will increase from 0.4% to 0.5%. Why? When people perceive you as an environmentally friendly companies, they like to purchase products from you. So you need to go through all this process management initiative to see if you spend money here, where the impact will be. So my advice, spend money, guys, on TQM because TQM helps the process management initiative and improves, the quality of your company. Okay. So now the same thing, now you have done all the departments. My advice to you guys, even when there's new departments coming in like HR and TQM, HR in round 2 and TQM round 3, and then from then onwards you will see all the departments. Ensure your finance is the last department that you make the decision on. Why? Because finance, you will have the cash projection at the year end given to you, and you need to see whether the number is too high or too little, and then make decisions accordingly. So that's the department. So let's assume now I've done everything. I've gone through the decision summary. I've checked my pro forma. I'm happy with all the numbers. Then I click file. I click update official decision. I tick this box here. I click save. It says my round 3 official decisions have been updated. Now I click file again. I click exit. I click exit again. Now I come to the company dashboard. So now if I scroll back up here, now you can see here I can go to next round if I want to, or I can redo the round if I want to. Like your friend just now asked, can redo until round 1? Can. I'll show it to you clearly the redo afterwards, but let me just click on next round now. And then advanced game to next round. I click continue. Yes, advance my game. Your game has been successfully to advance to period 4. So let me go to reports, debrief reports. I click on balance scorecard. Now you can see round 3, I got 40 marks. And then recap, improve a bit from 61 to 62 because I spent money for some TQM. So you can check again, guys, where the improvement is or why the number has gone down. And then you can check on recap also. in long-term sustainability. So long-term sustainability has a maximum of 240. But you can see round 1 maximum 82, round 2 83, round 3 89, sorry, round 2 89, round 3 89. Total score is 1000. Now for the yes?
Sorry, Suresh. How they come up with that recap value? It doesn't make sense because just now with 44 and then 40, our value did even lower, but the recap value increased from 61 to 62.
Yeah, you can see the justification here. They calculate based on market cap 7.0, sales emergency loan. Because you have spent a bit on TQM, TQM would have helped you in this learning and growth. So maybe the marks have gone up. I didn't screenshot just now the 61 where I got recap because just to show you all practice. But you guys, when you're doing the decision process, right, you can actually maybe screenshot or write it down or type it somewhere because like some of your seniors before, they like to type it down and keep the marks so that they know where they can improve. So you can do the same thing. So you can see where you have improved or where you have lost. So I didn't do that. I'm just showing you. Don't worry about that. You know, when you want to know why your scores has gone up or go down, click on individual things and you can see where the improvement is. Okay.
So only based on the points there lah.
Yeah, correct. So but what I want y'all to be aware, guys, the possible maximum score that you can get is 1000. Now at this point in time, it shows after round 3 you are at 188. Now usually a pass score would be if you score 500 and above, but I hope all of y'all will endeavor to achieve 700 above, because 700 above, that means you really understand the thing. If all of y'all can target 850 and above, that's a world-class score. So that can put you in this let me show you a report just now, the debrief report. You can see the first one. I always click the first one because it shows your own team scores here. If I click on the balance scorecard top 10%, this is the individual ranking for the world. So you can see there's some of the universities here who are there. This is looking at the round 3 result, but if I want to look at the overall scores for top 3, there are 282 eligible teams there. So I want come again?
No UTM.
And no UTM at this point of time, but I hope all of y'all are there. So that's why I say I'm giving y'all a target. Try to achieve 850 and above, you will be there. So that's why I want y'all to be doing that. So that's why if you go to the debrief again to show your balance scorecard, the first one will show your result for your class. The balance scorecard top 10 will show you the overall, the world ranking. So try to get there, guys. Score 850 and above in your competition and you'll be up there with the best in the world. So target that. So essentially, guys, this is what I wanted to show you for the live platform. Now the live platform, basically, guys, I've given you your access to ensure that you can advance or redo on your own. So what I want to do now is just redo and bring it back to round 1. So I just need to click redo here. It asks me undo round, redo. So I click update, which means now from round 3 I've gone to round 2. So again, now I want to redo, so that I go to the earlier round. So I click redo again. I redo round 2, so I have now come to round 1. So now I redo one more time, and then officially now I have completed back to round 0. So now group 1, so even though just now I just input decision, now actually you are back to round 0 or round 0 to start making your practice sessions. So I've reset like this. So in every group, guys, you can do until period 8, see the result, and then redo, come back to round 0 and then do again. My advice, if you can do 3 times like that, that means you practice up to 8 financial period to look at the scores, then look at where you can improve, do second time, and then do another time, third time. You should have a clarity of what you want to do, and scoring 850 after that should be a piece of cake. So that's what I want you all to do, guys, to make sure you become the best. So let me just stop share this portal here and then go back to the PowerPoint slide. Okay, so someone can tell me, yes, you are seeing the PowerPoint?
Yes, can see.
Okay, great. Okay, now, so we have gone through the foundation live. Now, what Dr. Nazima have decided to help you all, to give you all a more better chance of trying to score good results for your class is, she has scheduled a pre-competition on 4th of December, which is about 2 weeks from, 2 weeks from now, during, I think, your class, for about from 3 p.m. to 3:40, just to test 2 rounds, round 1 and round 2 on your own. So on that day, guys, I will tell you all, you start the decision process at 3 p.m. Make decisions for 20 minutes, will be quite fast. And then I'll tell you all, stop the decisions. After you have uploaded, I say just rest. Then I will show the process, how I process. And then I will ask you all to do round 2. And then we do that. So until 3:40, just 2 rounds only. I want to see how you all are doing. And then on 4th of December, guys, you can prepare questions that you're not sure, because now essentially, I've just shown you the intro and things that you can do, but once you have start doing it, you will have more questions that you want to ask. So on 4th of December is an opportunity for you all to really ask me questions, so that to ensure that you are ready on 18th of December, which is probably about 2 weeks after the pre-competition, to actually do your class competition, where the actual marks that you're going to get will be evaluated on. So this class competition on 18th of December, guys, will be following the structure here. It will start from 9 a.m. in the morning and will finish by 1 p.m. So each round, each period, you will have about 29 minutes. So you will start at 9. You need to save your decision or upload your decision by 9:29. You cannot advance on your own. On the competition day, I will be the one doing it for you all. So at 9:29, I will process the round, and by 9:30, you will know what is your round 1 scores compared with your friends. I will post it in your WhatsApp group, so you'll be able to see your performance against your other your other class members, your friends. The same process then starts from round 2 to round 3, and eventually by 1 p.m. you should have your final results, and then I'm pretty sure Dr. Nazima will then ask you all to do a report based on that. So from today, guys, you have, I think, almost 1 month to really make sure you understand the essential of this business simulation. So that's your class competition schedule, guys. Before I go into Q&A, guys, let me just quickly tell you the objective that I wanted to achieve. I hope I've achieved the objective, because guys, let me just quickly show you what me and Dr. Nazima can see with the platform, right? Because we have what we call as the professor account. I'm actually going back here. Now let me click on my professor access. When I click on professor access, here I can see, guys, basically reports. I can generate reports. Let me show you just now how I knew Malini and Mohammed Noor Hamdi from group 1 actually were registered, logged in, because I can click here in a company. I can check last date logged in and number of logins, and I can build a report here where I can see now who have logged in, when they logged in, who are the group members. So okay, looks like almost all of y'all have logged in, I think, except there's few of y'all who have not logged in. So hopefully after this you'll go in and log in. So we can see that. We can also see and do a report whether all of y'all have done the the tutorials that I asked you to do, like the what you call the rehearsal tutorial. So guys, of course we are not going to go into detail, but the purpose of here is to tell you that how we can check, and the system will always records everything here, so that this is the future way of teaching methods. Everything is online, digitized, so that we can give you the best experience and give you the best reports to make sure you really understand this. So So that's essentially what I wanted to share here. So I can see that most of you all actually have logged in. So technically, I've tried to achieve my objective here. So for those who probably haven't logged in here or probably not here in this class, okay, hopefully the ones who have logged in, you know, when I showed just now who's your team members who haven't logged in, maybe you can talk to them and make sure they ensure, really spend the time to understand. But now I give you all opportunity to ask me any questions with regard to business simulation.
Hi, hi,
Hi.
Nurul here. I just want to ask for the pre-competition and competition. Is it the same scenario, or
Yes. Everything will be the same scenario, Shafiza, meaning Nurul Shafiza, right?
Yep, call me Nurul.
Yeah, Nurul, okay. Nurul, what will happen, Nurul, is because this is basically a learning process. So it's not like a business simulation competition that, you know, like we do a business simulation competition also. But for this one, academic is more of a learning experience. So your scenario in your practice round is the same as your pre-competition round, is also same as the competition round. The only difference is during the practice round, you can advance, redo on your own as many times as you want, so that you can come up with a own strategy. So pre-competition is just something that Dr. Nazima wanted me to do with y'all, where, you know, we just want to test you 2 rounds and give you all the opportunity, you know, because from today is about 2 weeks, you would probably have some, you know, more detailed questions that you're not sure. So I can help you, because from that time, 4th of December to the actual competition, which is on 18 December, it gives you about 2 weeks. So 18 December, the difference is every scenario will be the same. The only thing is that you cannot advance on your own. So hope that answers you, Nurul.
Yep. I have another one. So okay. So basically, during this practice period, we can actually do on our own in our team. So let's say we got the decisions that we think we want to go with for the competition. So during the competition, we can just like key in again all
the same result. Yes, you can write down your own what you call decision numbers. Let's say for round 1, okay, I want to do production 1000 or whatever. You can write down in your own book, and then, you know, repeat that thing on the competition day. Yes, you can do that, definitely.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Nurul.
But Suraj, during the competition, the market respond because after we key in all our parameter, eventually the computer will simulate the outcome, right?
Yes.
It will be different because based on that current changes.
No. The changes will be in the simulation will be this. I will set it the same. Don't worry. I'll make sure the situation is all the same for y'all. So in a way, I'm giving you a cheat code, guys. so practice as many times as you want. Come with a proper strategy and implement the same strategy in your final class. So that will give you an indication, because I will not change any parameters for your final class competition. What you do in your practice is the same. Okay?
That means before the pre-competition, we are allowed to practice until this date, right?
Yes. And even after the pre-competition, which is on the 4th, you can still practice. The only time we will stop is 18 midnight. You cannot practice anymore. So you have time until 17 December 11:59 p.m. When it reach 12 a.m. 18, cannot already stop.
Okay, now is the practice period until at least 4th December before the pre-competition, right?
What will happen until the pre-competition, which is at 3 p.m., I will reset it one time, so that, you know, you just do the 2 rounds, and then we'll have a Q&A sessions on that day. And then after that, I will revert it back to your practice period, so you can keep on practicing again, which will be the same scenarios.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Safina here.
Yes,
so mean to
Safina.
say, pre-com is we can do it in group.
Yes.
And
your practice round, my advice to all of y'all, Safina, will be maybe for this. So now we have done the class, the briefing session today on the 20th. I would advise maybe take at least 1 week until, say, for example, 27, for all of y'all to individually practice on your own to understand the business simulation better, so that maybe after 27 have a group discussion. During that period, you can then assign who's going to be the CEO, who's going to be R&D head, all that, and then you practice as a group after 27 until, say, third, so that on the fourth, when we do the pre-competition, only your CEO will be uploading the edition for the 2 rounds. Why? Because this will be the same format on the 18th, because you don't want too many cooks to be spoiling the soup, meaning in essence that you don't want too many people to be saving the dishes, and you might have issues of someone doing things that might not be in tandem aligned with your group. So the pre-competition in essence is to actually prepare you for how the final on the 18th going to be run on.
So I mean to say on the 18, it's a group as well.
It's
done
group.
by CEO.
Yes, it's group done by the CEO.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Great, thanks, Safina. Any other question, guys? Okay, no worries, guys. What I can tell all guys, I'm actually very happy with this class. You know why? Because you are guys so active and asking me a lot of these good questions, and I think majority of you all already got the hint that if you do your practice round properly on your own, you should be able to do very well for the class competition on the 18th, which is awesome. So I really expect out of these 5 groups, at least 2 or 3 groups will be in the top 10% of the world ranking. So do well, guys, and I think Dr. Nazima, I think you have a good batch of students to represent maybe IEPS in the next competition, or even even can join the competition, because we are extending the deadline also, which I'll talk to you later. So guys, again, what I want to share here is just because this session is going to end in a short while, guys, doesn't mean you cannot ask me any more questions. You can. That's my number there. 017309 is actually my personal line with WhatsApp. So you can reach out to me at WhatsApp. If let's say you don't want to type, you're lazy, send me voice message. I'm happy to listen, and I can respond accordingly, because sometimes there's too many things that you want to ask, and typing in WhatsApp could be a bit tedious. So feel free to send me a voice message. I'm happy to respond. 012313 is actually my business line, so you can reach out to me there also. But WhatsApp is that 017. I only have WhatsApp for that number. Or you want to email me, probably you have some more detailed questions with maybe your reports that you want me to look at. You can send me an email also. That's my email, suresh@eblm.com.my. So feel free to reach out. And also, guys, I would always like to connect with all of y'all here in social media, usually in LinkedIn, FB, Instagram, or Twitter. Feel free to reach out. Just, I think, look for my name, Suresh Kumar Puspowanam. It's a unique name. I think I'm the only one in the world with that name because of my father's. Suresh Kumar is a common name. Puspowanam is not. So the combination of all three actually makes the name become unique. So you can search that name in all these things. You should be able to find me. If you have difficulty, guys, you can always go to my company's page, eblm.com.my, and look for my profile. There is a direct social media details there for you to reach out to me. So in essence, guys, this is what I wanted to do today. Hope all of y'all have enjoyed the session. I know business subjects are not easy. It's always difficult to make it entertaining because there's too many information to be shared. But I really appreciate the opportunity, guys, to talk to y'all, to share this world-renowned business simulation experience. Which, guys, remember, when you have this experience, guys, even when you put in your CV, you can write there, I have actually had the experience of managing a $40 million US dollar company, managing these different departments in a business simulation where I learned how each department integrates with each other. I've actually understood how director actually make decisions. So you can write all that, the learning. So it will definitely makes you look more sophisticated with your potential new bosses, or potential new employees that you want to reach out. So guys, I would probably call it a day and say thank you for the opportunity, and hand it over back to Dr. Nazima. Doctor, back to you.
Thank you so much, Suresh. Okay, you have explained this in details there, and yeah, I also really hope that from this class, okay, can actually bring a utility. So
Okay. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Doctor. I think you're lagging. I think.
Thank you, Suresh.
Okay, welcome, guys. So I will log out, guys. So as I said, the numbers are there for you to reach out to me. So good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers, and have a nice day, guys. Have a nice weekend. Okay, bye, bye, doctor.
Thanks, Suresh.
Bye,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
bye.
Thank you, Doctor.